Okay, so today we're going to be speaking about this guy here, Blackmagic's first ever camera. So back in 2012, Blackmagic released this camera and it kind of changed the game for a lot of indie filmmakers. Companies like Red, Arri, Canon were kind of dominating the scene anyways, but all of these camera companies had the same issue, and that was the price. Like the Red one came out and it was about 20 grand, between like 17 to 20 grand. C300 that came out and that was about 15-16 grand. Obviously the Arri Alexa was super expensive, but compared to the previous cameras, they were quite cheap. So those camera brands definitely did appeal to indie productions and whatnot, but it weren't for everyone, because 20 grand is still a lot of money. But that's where this camera came in, for such a low price of 3 grand at the time. Yeah, this was definitely way more appealing to a lot of people compared to the Reds and Arris and whatnot. But obviously no camera is perfect, so yeah, let's start this video with the cons. So straight away, it's not a low light camera. It has like a fixed pattern as well of like noise, so that's not great, super ugly in my opinion. But yeah, that's a big down straight away. But it's a cinema camera, so you should kind of be lighting your scene anyways. But yeah, if you don't light it, it's going to definitely show in the image. Rolling shutter is super bad, like super bad. Yeah, definitely stay away from any whip pans or anything, filming any kind of like fast motion or anything like that. It's definitely going to show, and it's not going to look the best. There's a massive crop on this camera, and it's like a 2.3 times or something like that. So yeah, so that could be super annoying. It's definitely not the best. Yeah, if you're using a lot of full frame cameras, this will definitely be a pain. But it's not end of the world. You can still find some decent wide lenses, but you're definitely not going to get a wide image compared to some of the full frame cameras. So that could be a massive con. The form factor is a bit weird, I'm not going to lie. I think it looks pretty cool, but it's not really that practical. I just feel like the way it's made, it's got a decent weight to it, but I kind of feel like after a while, these sharp edges start digging into your hands, which obviously isn't the best if you're going to be using this stripped down. I do like the record button here, because it is pretty cool like that. But yeah, it definitely stands out. It's not like any mirrorless camera or like any of like Canon's cinema cameras or anything like that. Definitely looks unique. There's no NDs in this camera. For me personally, it's not a massive deal. I do use a lot of cameras that have built-in NDs, so that definitely does help. But sometimes I don't mind using like filters or like just a screw on or whatever. But yeah, if you've come from cameras that have got built-in NDs, you may struggle when it comes to using this camera. Battery life is super bad. It's an internal battery, so yeah, as you can see, it's all like just locked off and whatnot, even the bottom. It's an internal battery, and obviously over time it's going to get worse and worse and worse. When this first came out, it had about an hour and a half, but now I'll get about half an hour on it, so it's not the best. Hopefully doesn't get really bad really quick. But again, it could. Sometimes it just cuts off at 25%, so yeah, it's not ideal. But saying that, there are battery solutions out there for this camera. I don't even know if it's worth it at this point, but yeah, there are solutions out there. When it's super bright, the screen on this camera is terrible. Yeah, I've shot a few times in the sun, and you have to definitely use the sun hood that comes with it. Even that's not the best, but it still comes free with it. So yeah, it's not the best screen. Okay, so let's speak about some of the pros now. Straight away, the build quality on this is solid. I hate cameras that creak and whatnot, man. It just annoys me, man. Like, this camera, you can touch it anywhere and it's like just solid. So the build quality is sick. It ain't going nowhere. It's had a fall a few times and it survived. Yeah, it's pretty solid. The build quality is sick. The image coming out of this camera is amazing. It's like top-notch quality. you know, it's a cinema camera at the end of the day, and you know, it's going to definitely provide with some solid image. Even in 2025 right now, the image looks amazing. It looks so crisp. This camera is only 2.5K, but still looks pretty neat. Yeah, so the image is definitely up there. Talking about image, it shoots RAW. It's an old type of RAW, but it's not B-RAW or anything like that. It's actually DNG RAW. But also, it doesn't just shoot RAW, it shoots ProRes as well. Gives you a flat look, gives you a log profile on there. So, you know, you can definitely color grade the hell out of that. And it just looks amazing once it's graded and whatnot. So unlike the 12K, it actually has ProRes as well. So, yeah, that's definitely a big pro. Another thing I love about this camera, it takes SSDs. Well, these type of SSDs, the internal ones, and I think that's amazing. It just goes on the side right here. Wait, hold on. That build quality. The interface is just solid. The way that you can go through the menus and whatnot, I'm not sure if it even shows well, but yeah, the way you just, you know, use this menu is pretty easy, and the touchscreen is really nice. You know, again, using this touchscreen, it doesn't really feel like it's super old. When you realize it came out in 2012, it's a bit of a madness that back then they had such great touchscreens. So fair play to Blackmagic, they've actually done a really good job when it comes to the interface. And the final thing I'd say, it has got SDI, and that's a madness. You know, this camera's got an SDI output. Yeah, this is super cool, and I think because the screen outside can be quite bad, having an external monitor would definitely help. And the fact that it's SDI, it's a solid connection, it's not HDMI. Okay, so would I recommend this camera? I don't think I would. I do love it, it's super nice, but I just feel like there's for me personally, there's too many issues with it, and I think battery being one of them, it doesn't really help. I think it could definitely be a better camera, but you would need to spend some money on it. Like for example, you might need a wider lens. That could help with the crop factor. You obviously will need some sort of battery solution for this. That will help the battery. Like just them two alone would help this camera massively. But again, you'd have to spend money on it, and it kind of already costs around about £500 anyways, which I should have mentioned earlier. So is that a pro? Who knows? But yeah, it costs around about £500. Like say for example, if you spend £300-400 on a lens, and then you may spend, like let's say £150-200 on a battery solution, you're going over £1,000. You know what I mean? Over £1,000 for an old camera like this. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't advise it. If you want a unique look, a unique camera, go for it. I wouldn't really advise using this camera for like a big production or anything like that. But also on the flip side, I wouldn't really recommend using it as a run and gun camera either. So maybe small little projects, and you know, if you can figure out what the limitations are and you can work around them, you know, you may get by. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you need to be careful about. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, a sub would really help. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Sweet.